Alright, so after watching this video, the student will be able to copy an angle. Let's get started. For this video, you're going to need a protractor, specifically, your pencil, of course, and a compass. Alright, so when we copy an angle, I want to make sure that you understand we're not copying the rays, we're copying the angle inside of the two rays. Alright, so I made this angle, and I know that this angle measures 60 degrees, or about 61 degrees. Now, when you measure an angle, when you want to find out how much or how big the angle is, you want to grab your protractor, and the protractors usually have a hole right here in the middle, and then they have a horizontal line going across the bottom. Now the hole you're going to use to place the vertex in. So when you put this on top of the vertex is going to go here, and the ray is you're either going to line up the ray on this side of the hole or on the left side. All right. So with B being the vertex, I'm going to make sure it goes into the hole right there, and then this line, the horizontal line of the ray, is going to get lined up with that black line on the protractor. Alright, so since the ray is going on the right hand side, I'm going to use the numbers on the right. Now you'll notice two sets of numbers. The ones on the top already are about 140, 150, while the ones on the bottom are 30, 40, 50. Now looking at the angle before, I know that angle is acute, so it has to be less than 9 degrees. So knowing that, I'm going to be reading the numbers on the inside. Alright, so from here, here's your zero line, that black line. It's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and it's a little over 60. It's about 61 degrees. Alright, so when we copy the angle over here in this area, it's also going to be about 60, 61 degrees. Okay, so first things first is you're going to make a point somewhere out in this area, and we're going to label it point P. Now from point P, I want you to grab the straight edge or your protractor, and I want you to draw a ray with P being its endpoint. Alright, now the length of the ray does not matter. Okay, so I'm going to put the arrow on the end, and the other point on this ray is going to be point Q. Okay, now we need to grab our compass. And the pointy tip or the center, I'm going to line up on the B over here, the vertex on this angle. And what I want to do is I want to bring the legs out a little bit past halfway, or a little bit past the midpoint of ray BC. So that's a little bit past the midpoint, because the midpoint's about right there. Alright, so once I get it a little bit past, I'm going to tighten the legs so they don't move. Okay, and I'm going to use this length in two different areas of this picture. I'm going to use it to create an arc over here. Alright. And then I'm going to take it, and placing the point in point P, I'm going to draw the same arc. Alright. Now over here, I'm going to label this point of intersection point E, and I'm going to label this point of intersection point F. Over here on this ray, I'm going to label this point of intersection point M. Alright, now I'm going to untighten the legs of my compass, and now I want to measure the length of this arc, or I'm going to find the radius of this arc. So I'm going to put the point in point E, alright, and I'm going to open the legs until they reach point F. Okay, when they get to point F, I'm going to tighten the compass again. Okay, and now I'm going to put the point in point M over here. And I'm going to draw an arc that intersects the arc I've already drawn. Okay, I'm going to label the point where these two arcs intersect point N. Now I'm going to grab my straight edge, and I'm going to line it up with point P and point N, and I'm going to draw a ray going through point N. Alright, now if I want to measure how big this angle is, remember this angle, the inside should be about 61 degrees because this one was too. I'm going to grab my protractor again. I'm going to put vertex P inside of the hole, and I'm going to line up the horizontal line on the protractor with this bottom ray. Now again, since I lined it up to the right of the hole, I'm going to read the inside, and the inside is about 61 degrees. And that's how you copy an angle.